Hello, Jaguar fans. Well, guess what? Here we are now a few days away. What today is Saturday, actually a few hours. I would say about 28, 29, 30, 31, 32 hours. 32 hours away from kickoff in Jacksonville as the team looks to um, erase one of the most embarrassing performances for the offense in recent years. And that's kind of hard to do, seeing that especially when you had Blaine Gabbert was here, how we had some very embarrassing moments. But last Sunday was definitely one of the most embarrassing moments for the Jacksonville Jaguars team. Halftime score was 25 to nothing, 25-0 by halftime in Jacksonville last week, and it wasn't against the New England Patriots, or it wasn't against. In fact, we played New Orleans Saints. We played them very good, didn't we? We sure did, and it wasn't against the Ravens or some of the more notable teams, or San Francisco 49ers, or some of the notable teams. It was against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who at the time was 4-7. Now Tampa had some very good wins now, some very quality wins. And I had predicted that prior to the game, that they had some quality wins and they were going to come in here and give us a challenge. But I don't think no one predicted they were going to come in here and lay 25 points on us, 25 to nothing. That's because, as you remember, Nick Foles was fumbling the ball, throwing interceptions and pick sixes, and it was just offensive line was just basically sitting on the field. They wasn't even blocking nothing. It wasn't even an offensive line. It was just a center hiking the ball and no blockers, just free will to the quarterback. And such was the case where you try to go and throw a ball to people with no blocking. You're gonna throw some interceptions and fumble some balls too. But and I'm telling y'all, Nick Foles better than what y'all think he is now. Y'all, we just got a sorry offensive line. Our offensive line is sorry. With that being said, that's probably why at this point it's good to have Gardner Minshew in, because he know how to scramble around. Young man know how to scramble around and get the ball to one of the players. He have to do some phenomenal things. And the kind of thing is that's kind of offensive line we have, where you have to be able to scramble around, because you have to run for your life in Jacksonville. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. So with that being said, I believe this week we're going to win here in Jacksonville, not because necessarily because of the quarterback play, but because of the total team is tired of being beaten. They've been beaten now 4 games in a row, 3 on the road and 1 at home, and they've not been close games. If you remember, we rewind back to the Houston game, where they were blown out in London. Oh, Houston never went to London. But guess what? Houston went to London and blew us out. Then they were blown out in the Colts game after 2 weeks of practice and healing, as they say, so that for the Colts. And then we get blowed out in Indianapolis. Then, hey, we thought, well, hey, we beat Tennessee earlier this season, so we should be able to beat Tennessee again and sweep them. That would be good, wouldn't it? We went to Tennessee and got blown out by Tennessee with as they put up 290 something yards of rushing against us. And then after that whipping, the Jaguars limped home to, oh, well, hey, this is the Tampa Bay. Come on, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There's no way they'll come here in Jacksonville. They're in TII Bank Stadium. There no way they'll come here and beat us. Well, by halftime, the score was 25-0 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which fueled the exit stand. People were leaving the game by halftime. People were booing and calling for Gardner Minshew to come in. And Gardner Minshew came in, of course, gave a spark. Came within a touchdown of a possible touchdown of actually being competitive in the game. Wasn't for that thrown interception right there on the 1 yard line, which would have been a go-ahead touchdown. Could have made it 25-18. You know, came in and did a pretty good job. But with that being said, here we are now, a week later, 1 week later, after all of that traumatic experience, what Jaguar team will show up on Sunday? What Jaguar team is going to show up? Will the defense show up? The defense is not the defense we used to have. They're not Saxonville anymore. Will it be the offense? It's going to have to be the offense because at this point, our defense is a containment defense, and our offense is pretty much the life of the party. We got great wide receivers, good wide receivers. We have a good running back, and we have a feisty good quarterback room. And despite what you all think, we have a great Nick Foles sitting there, and we have a great Gardner Minshew sitting there, and we have offensive line that is suspect. I'm sorry, y'all. You could put anybody back there behind that offensive line, and it's just going to be challenging for them. But with that being said, I do see us coming. Like I said, we're going up against the Chargers. Oh my God. We're going up against the LA Chargers, and LA is ready to come in here, especially seeing watching the game tape, and they're thinking, man, we're gonna run all over this team. We're just gonna run all over Jacksonville. So that's what they're looking at right now, is coming in with a game plan to take us down. But I think that it's not going to be based on, because if you put it based on the statistics and everything, we don't stand a chance against the Rams. I mean, not the Rams, but the Chargers. We don't stand a chance against the Chargers. But it's not going to be statistics on Sunday. I think Sunday is going to be a game of guts. Do Jacksonville have enough guts to win? Because losing this game, that means they would go back on the road against the Raiders. And I think they play Atlanta. Let me see. So they play this game against the Chargers here at home. We go ahead and get that win. That'll push us to 5-8. And then they play against the Raiders. That's a winnable game, but that's a tough game. And then the Falcons is a sorry team, but that's a winnable game. It's probably our last possible winnable game. Then, of course, they're going to come home to play the Colts, the last game of the season. And the Colts will be fighting for playoff position. That's be a must win for them. It'd be a way to stick it to them to win that game against the Colts. So I'm sure everybody will be rooting for the Jaguars in that last game. So the meaningful game at this point right now, like I said, the Chargers is a pride thing. It's going to be a gut check. So I think this game here, like I said, coming up right, is going to be a gut check for the Jaguars, especially after all of that mess last week. And then, of course, let me not forget to mention, of course, that, like I said in a previous recording, we talked about the fact that Miles Jack is is done for the season. So that's yet another nugget off of our defense. So, but I'm not gonna talk myself out of this thing. I'm gonna stay positive. So, with that being said, we're going to let's say we look forward to Sunday to see which Jacksonville Jaguars show up. But I know one thing: we're not going to be looking at no foolishness like last week with the 25 to nothing at halftime. This week, um, the fans are going to be expecting a better performance out there on the field, a better performance. All right, go Jags.